Okay, we're on. Hello, Google, YouTube. Say hi.
Hi there, folks.
Folks, this is our last show of the day. We cut this off from the, this first part won't be on the podcast and the netcast. Well, it'll be on the netcast. You'll see this in the background. So ready to go, Jonathan? So we're going to talk for Dave. We're going to introduce ourselves, and then we're going to come on and talk about a couple different things of the show in California. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Welcome to the Mailright Real Estate Show. Soon to have a different name because we're trying to figure out how to combine both of us together in a common show. We're sharing it in 2 different sites. So we'll get more exposure. But I'm Bill Conrad, 25 years experience as a broker and a general contractor in California. But, you know, I didn't practice that entire time, but we own companies and agencies, and we still do today in 2 states. So, and Jonathan, you are the expert who I originally started to learn WordPress from, or met you in Reno when I came here, and have a lot of tech background, a lot of SaaS stuff. You went out to the show today, and you went out to the show in California as Karen's assistant. And that was your first show. So tell us about it. What did you think? And then we're going to talk about some other things today.
Yeah,
I want to talk about some products. And drive on.
Drive on. Well, it was the 110th anniversary expo of the California Association of Realtors. And I was in 2 minds to go because I've been so busy with Mailright. And you encouraged, and a couple other people encouraged me to go down. And it was well worth the effort, actually. It was a great expo. I was there for about 2.5 days. I went down Monday evening. They had Tech Tuesday. I went to a broker sub-conference on the Wednesday, which was superb. I really learned a lot. And actually, they were a great crowd, actually. It was I quite...
It was fun. My wife likes them.
I quite enjoyed it, actually. I've been doing a lot of follow-through calls this week, which has been hard work. I just want to go through some of the highlights for me. Tech Tuesday. There was quite a lot to see. There was quite a lot of presentations. I'm just going through some that kind of stuck in my mind, but what I saw, they were all pretty good. Jeff Lobb of Sparktank Media, he did complete mobility. What his presentation was about was a number of free or very low cost mobile services that an agent can utilize in their day-to-day business. Because of the industry, most agents are on the road. Either they're using a very large screen iPhone 6 Plus, or they're using one of the big Androids, one of the big Samsung, and they basically spend a lot of their day on their large mobile device, and then they go back to their office, and then they're on the desktop. So having services, he went through some that I knew about that help you do stuff with graphics. He went through a number of mobile services.
Like Canva or?
Yeah, Canva. He actually talked about Canva, and he talked about another one. And a lot of this is on his website. If you go to Sparktank Media, he's on there.
Sparktank Media.
Spark, S-P-A-R-K, Tank Media. He was up first. He was up first on Tuesday at 8:30 a.m. So everybody was a bit, pumped up with coffee, and he did an excellent job, Bill. And I think because of the realities of the industry, doing more on your mobile device is only going to increase to some extent. There's some things you just can't do, but
hey, folks, real fast. Jonathan, you may not know this. I'm the guru wizard on this new Lobb platform. When you go up on your website, you're going to see a place you can log in on YouTube, and you can also on the website, both the website probably be at Podcasters Home, and of course it's at Mailright Real Estate Show. But you can go up and open it up, and all these links, like when we talk about a show, will be on the right side now, so you can click them and bring them right up. Isn't that nice?
That's great, actually.
Brand new improvement in the system.
That's nice.
That's why we're using this system.
Then on to the next one that kind of run a bell. It wasn't from somebody that works in the real estate industry, but it's somebody that has been very experienced social media. That was Christy Wells. And Christy Wells is the multimedia manager for Ancestry.com. If you know, yeah, she's very high up in the organ, and Ancestry.com just slightly made less than $800 million last year, and it's a privately held business.
So she's doing a real estate show.
Well, she was doing it obviously to get publicity and for whatever. But she was talking about, social media, why it's important for a real estate agent. She was going through some of the tools. Unfortunately, she didn't know about MailRite, but she was going about Hootsuite, Buffer, all the normal tools that you can use to help. She went through the techniques, the philosophy, and she was quite fun actually. I've connected through LinkedIn and through Twitter, and maybe in the next few months we might get her on as a guest. We were going to have a guest today, but unfortunately he is coming on, but he was a bit ill. He was a bit rough. So
hey, we need to make sure we check out our guests on this platform, right?
Yeah, we need to do that as well. But she was great fun, and she really kept it on topic, really open to questions. She really knows her stuff. She's the type of presenter that's really fun. And she laughed at my English humour, Bill, so she's got to be okay, hasn't she?
So, yeah. Yep. By the way, Ancestry.com. So how is she relating to real estate?
Well, I think the fundamentals are the same. Engagement.
Okay, and I got you. Yeah, I got it.
People,
social media.
Social media, there's the listening side of it, which a lot of agents and a lot of people, and I'm just as bad at it. I try and pump stuff out, but I don't listen to for 15 minutes a day and actually engage in conversation. And that's so important. You don't have to do it for a half hour, just 15 minutes a day, every day. Have 15
listen
minutes.
Where?
Well, listen to the conversations in your Twitter feed, in your Facebook, and then try and engage in a conversation.
I spend more than 15 minutes doing that. I guarantee you.
Well, that's one of the problems. It's doing it just for 15 minutes a day.
Ringer on, yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, one thought. I'm looking at Ancestry.com, and we dropped it on here. So if you go to podcastershome.com, you'll find this episode as well as WP Tonic. But if you look at that, that's a nice site. I just think if they got all this money, they know what a nice site looks like. And you can create that site without a ton of money, the look of it at least.
Yeah.
It's flat. It doesn't have a slider. It's not moving around. No, it's got buttons on
it. Yeah. On to another presentation that really kind of stuck in my mind, and that was from Gary Wise. Gary Wise is a co-founder of paperlessagent.com. He also is a broker based in Houston in Texas, or Austin in Texas. I think it's Austin in Texas. That's the paperlessagent.com. Gary is an experienced trainer, broker, and his presentation was power presentation. When you're doing a presentation in front of a potential client, and what is in 2015, he doesn't utilize paper. He has the presentation on an iPad, and he went through how he deals with objections, through his experience, he deals with people that ask him to reduce his normal commission, how he shows true value of his agency by basically showing figures that his agency sells a house about 6 to 10 days earlier than the average in Austin, and how his agency on average sells that house for 6% above the asking price. And by showing those value propositions in the presentation, he's not asked to discount. That conversation doesn't come around because he is already shown his value. Another thing what his agency does is that they always have professional photography of all the houses they sell. But what he does is, as a part, in his presentation, he shows the potential clients that they should get their house professionally prepared before the photography. And he doesn't pay for that. He gets his clientele to pay for the basically to get the property ready for the professional photography. Right. And the reason is that his presentation, that if you want to sell your house 10 to 15 days before the average, if you do these things, your house. The other thing he does, he shows quite clearly why pricing and being not outrageously out, but in that dead zone that you've got 2 weeks to really get the maximum exposure of your house, and you're going to get the most offers, and you're going to probably get the best price. And being priced realistically is one of the things that a top agent is there to help you with. And by doing that, you will sell quicker, and if you've got an experienced agent, that gives them the ability to get multiple bids, and they will probably get more for your house than the norm.
If people understand what you just said, that's so important. If you can price it right, but the agent now has to make sure that it gets really good exposure right away, and you'll get multiple offers and you'll get more money.
I thought he did a great presentation.
So how do you say to do it? What's the secret to pricing it right and getting exposure?
It was actually his graphs on his eye. He had graphs that basically showed really quite clear in a kind of circular banding graph that if the house is priced way out, fundamentally it probably won't sell. Then there's an outer circle which he calls the dead zone. It's not outrageously overpriced or unrealistically priced, but it's not in the band that will get multiple bids, will get activity. So basically you're wasting your time and you're wasting the agent time.
John, you're talking about the pricing. Let me tell you how to expose that. Let's say you get the right price. You want to get a little bit low market. Let me tell you the trick. It's right here. So you're going to put this house on the market. You're going to price it slightly below the medium, saying it's going to go higher because you're going to make more money. It's going to go up higher, more offers. So what you do, and if your agent is good, if you overprice a house, you're probably going to lose money in the long run. You say, because you're waiting for somebody to come in there and pop it. If it's a really nice house, you want to get people to see it. So you underprice the house. This is so simple. You prep it ahead of time for a week, get everything right. And here's the real key. Get everything right for that house. Get all your postcards, all your mail, all your literature ready to go. And what we're going to do is we're going to put it on Wednesday. It's going to be listed on Wednesday. That same day, it's going to go out with a postcard to all around the neighborhood. 300 to 500 people said, come to the exclusive viewing of the neighbors on Friday. And they're going to get this. Then you're going to have an open house on Sunday or Saturday. But the bottom line is you're going to tell everybody, and you're going to write this in your notes in the MLS, we're going to look at all offers Sunday night. So it's on Wednesday. You're getting multiple offers coming in now, and people are sort of, there's scarcity. They're getting their offer in great value. You get all sorts of offers. Now you look at all those offers. Who's the strong buyers? Now you counter the ones you want to counter with a higher price. And that's how you do it. Because you have multiple offers, now you can counter. Now, if someone comes in with an offer and accepts it as is exactly, you can still counter to that. But that's how you do it. You can change it. You can change the price if you want to do all sorts of things. But you so you put it on Wednesday, but you say you're not looking at offers until Sunday night or Monday morning. Yeah. You say Monday morning. We're going to look at offers Monday morning. You got to have them all in by 9 o'clock Monday morning.
Yeah.
Trickle alone is huge.
Totally agree. But they actually do a little thing extra because his partner isn't a broker, but he's a technologist. He comes from a web design.
Sort of like us. He's a geek.
He's a geek, he's partner. But what they do is they're great believer in Facebook. So when they got the house ready and they've got the professional photography, they do, before they list it on the listing sites on Zillow and put it to LA, they do some pre-advertisement on Facebook just to warm interest up. And they actually found that quite effective to get people pumped up talking about the property before it even goes officially on the listing.
That's a good idea. Just start talking about it a few days ahead of time.
Yeah,
2 days ahead of the Wednesday.
Pumps it up. He said it just gets gets people talking, and
the neighbors.
It's just a really, and to do through the profile and the business page,
and then you can target around the neighborhood.
Yeah, and then they do some targeting paid advertisement, which you've done, which is so powerful, isn't it, Bill?
And you can email real estate agents too. This is coming up. Here's the price. You can email investors if you've got a good email list.
So I thought it was a great presentation because he dealt with a lot of things that a lot of agents, and he says, he's based this on a number of years of experience. And he said it's really working out the objections, the worries, understanding your client and doing the presentation that really answers those and kind of winning the battle before you even fault it, basically. And
I can't tell you how hard that is to do, though, because people will not underprice their house.
Well, I think I do understand that, Bill, but I think it's really, I'm not saying you can't say everything 100%, but I think there's my reaction to that, I totally understand what you've just said. I think it's the quality of your presentation. I agree. I think he does have a print. He leaves a copy, and it's really a very highly printed professional. But then he always does the presentation on iPad, and the graphics, the flow, every element of that presentation, hours and hours of thought have gone into it, and it totally kind of moves the potential client forward. Oh, he's gone off. Where's he gone? I think the other factor, folks, is that really, it's going to be a little bit controversial, I suppose, is that if you're dealing with a client, oh, he's coming back, folks. The other thing I was saying, Bill, is that if you're really, really dealing with a client that won't listen to you, a lot of agents aren't going to be able to do this. But if you're really, really dealing with a client that won't listen to you, that you haven't got that gelling, maybe you're not the right agent for that client.
Okay, Jonathan. Well,
what do you think, Bill?
Well, what do I think? I think it's great to be online in PowerPoint, but I've always believed in this, that you always have to leave something behind, but it should be tight together and looking good. And it should have your blog website across the bottom, which this doesn't have. This is Chase's book, which we'll talk about that a little later. This is their presentation. We modify it. We want to put this together very fast. When we print it out, we put the comps, we put a whole listing presentation package in here. Another thing too is we don't necessarily want to talk about price while we're doing the listing presentation. Once they decide to list with us, now let's talk about some detailed price and some really approaches that we can use. If you go into a listing and start talking about undercutting the price, that's all they're going to hear, and they're not going to go with you. So be careful. The other thing I want to show you real fast too is I'm working on 4 packets right now. This is a for sale by owner packet, and you've got some of the same issues going here, and this is a packet as opposed to the presentation. This can be dropped and then lead into the listing presentation later. I'm working on 4 different packets for Karen right now, reworking hers. They're packets we used to use in our company, California First Realty, and we're reworking some of Chase's stuff. So what do I think? I think you need to be online, but you also need to have 2 things. You need to have a leave behind and packages still, because people can hold them, see them, and those things do work. The other thing, too, you can do is you could record a listing presentation and put it up on your website.
Yeah.
Generic one.
I think I understand what you say about he deals with it in about the first third of the presentation, but he deals with the pricing the problem of what he calls the dead zone. He dealt with it in a very sophisticated and visually powerful way, which I found very attractive, and I could see that a lot of thought had gone into it. But it is a really tricky area. But I thought the way he showed it was very professional and probably does get really good results. So I thought they were some of the highlights. And then there was the broker presentations on Wednesday, and it was basically panels, for 2 panels in the morning and 2 panels in the afternoon. And there were some of the most experienced brokers and broker managers in the Bay and San Francisco area. And what I learned there was quite amazing about their experience. That was very interesting. And then I like to talk about some of the actual companies that were displaying at the expo. Some of the ones I thought were interesting. There's a kind of email marketing company called BombBomb. That's BOMBBOMB.com, and they specialize in providing a hosted solution that enables people to do video emailing very easily. So when you send an email out to clients, it has a personalized video message from you, and they specialize in making video emailing easy. The fundamentals of it is that you can't embed a actual video in a email. It has to be a static image, but their online software and their basic system that works with an iCamera and Android does make it really easy to upload it and get it ready, and they provide a really slick backend to get out a video that is an image, and when they click the image, then a video will be played.
So what was the name of that? BombBomb?
BombBomb. BombBomb.com. It's not.
By the way, paperless agent, I just filled out their little form and said my wife, I put my name in and it says my wife is a real estate broker and I am her assistant, always looking for better ways for Karen to give her listing presentation. And guess what? Bill at BLUF.TV, they said, please put your email address in, but it's in there, Bill at Bluff. So I cut and paste it underneath, and I'm going to put a new email address and see if it takes that. How about podcastershome.com?
Don't know. I've actually asked Gary.
So they're screwed up on their email here.
All right. Don't be too nasty, because I've asked Gary to come on the show.
Okay, Gary. I'm going to tell him about. I wrote a little note to him here. Hi, Gary.
Yeah. Another service that I thought was really interesting is a company called Reach150.com. And basically, and I do like to use that word basically, it's been pointed out that to me.
Basically, we should sell your house. Basically,
it's not very positive, is it?
He must be having some problems right now because his stuff that says, please enter your email.
Yep. So Reach150 provides a really interesting way to get more referrals from your existing network. And in some ways, it's a direct competitor to MailRight, because MailRight, folks, is about getting more referrals from your existing network. And I've spoken to quite a few agents, and I spoke to a lot last week, and a lot of agents are getting a lot of referrals from Zillow and Trilio, and it's effective. The quality of from your website and from Zillow, the quality is a bit iffy. Yes, last week they were talking about conversion rates of 3 to 5%. It's really dependent on Zillow. They offer now virtual assistants. What Zillow about a month ago offered an additional service, which you have to pay quite a bit extra for, but they will provide a virtual assistant that will ring up all these inquiries that come through Zillow. If you're a preferred Zillow vendor, and they will try and contact these and make sure that the quality of these referrals before they're sent to you. Zillow referrals, like I say, if you can convert that 3 to 5%, you're doing well. If you can get a personal referral from your existing network, it's been proven that that referral is 6 times more likely to be turned into an actual client. So getting referrals, strong referrals and recommendations, strong recommendations tend to lead to more referrals. So it's a virtual circle. More recommendations online personally converts into more personal referrals. And that's what Reach 150 is, and that's what MailRight is about. So I was at two minds to talk about a competitor, but you always have competition. So go and have a look at Reach 150. It's got some really interesting elements, and I think their philosophy is spot on, because that's what my philosophy is, folks. What do you reckon about that, Bill?
Well, I'm looking at it. No, I think you have to look at your competition. I like the colors.
Yeah. But it's just been proven. And I think also, Bill, relying on Zillow, even though it could be quite effective, anybody in business relying on one major funnel source for most of your business is risky.
Yeah. We used to put out a lot of mail, like, 2,000 or 3,000 in mail a month for Team 4, but we always did like realtor.com, some of the online services. But one thing we always did was mail, but we didn't always use the services. We turned them on and off. It's a mixed batch. It's a mix.
Yeah. Another one, which is more traditional, is a company called CoreFact, CoreFact. And what they do, Bill, I've got it here actually. Another company.
You got to be quiet.
Another company, CoreFact. Sorry, folks, CoreFact. They mix traditional printing with online service. They provide brochures and also really, really great postcards. But on the postcard, they list all in a particular time frame. If you give them a zip code, they will print these for every person in your mailing to Pacific.
Spell their name again. What company is it? CoreFact.
CoreFact. CoreFact. CoreFact.
Okay, got you.
If you're mailing to a Pacific area, they provide they will provide this map, and they provide a URL. And if somebody goes to they will be able to see the values of houses that have sold recently in that area. And when they go to this specific web page, it will have your name on it and your picture and your contact details. And I just thought it was a quite, mixing traditional
mail
marketing, post-marketing with an online presence as well. So I thought it was quite an interesting concept.
At a lot of the magazines do that now too. They have both a website and they'll have their printed magazine, the real estate magazines.
I want to finish with another I thought was quite interesting. It's a company called Real Scout, REALSCOUT. And what this company is highly funded from a couple top-notch brokers and also a couple of the top VC companies in the Bay Area. And funny enough, though, I'm a little bit critical of their website because it's not initially totally obvious what they're providing. But what they're providing is you have a lot of IDX vendors, that provide the data. Either your broker will, or there's a lot of WordPress plugins. There's a lot of choice about how to show listings on your website. One of the things that Real Scout, it provides a back end, but also a plugin system if you're using WordPress or some of the other most popular content management systems. And it really provides a very slick way of showing your listings and a very dynamic way of presenting the houses that you've got for sale. And the pricing for the lowest pricing is not ridiculous. And I would encourage people to look at that, because just having a kind of bog standard iframe, or just having a very bog standard way of showing your listings on your website, I feel if you're really going to do IDX presentations on your website, you've got to invest some not serious money, but a reasonable amount of money, making that those pages on your website more attractive, more engaging, more interactive, Bill. And I think Real Scout could be something that a lot of agents could afford and should look at.
I'm looking at right now the dashboard, and it's funny how you said you didn't like how they basically, their landing page basically, which has pricing and take a tour.
Well, what did you think? I'm not sure it's totally clear until you start really looking at some of the information on it.
No, I agree. You should have real estate in there. If it's targeted real estate in the name, Real Scout for realtors, or you can't say realtors, but for real estate professionals. And then what I would do on this is like a sidetrack thing, marketing. I would not have pricing on the left side as my first tab. I'd say right in the middle, take a tour. And in the last page of the tour, that's your pricing. Because you got to sell them and market it first. And try it for free. And then they got to try it for free. I'd say pricing and try it for free right next to each other. Or I put on the pricing tab, try it for free on the pricing.
Yeah, but I think it's in it. Like I say, it's got some real big back. Over $7 million has been invested.
I do like the looks of it. It looks kind of neat. I like to see it. Now the problem is you can't probably get any SEO off their iframe, can you?
I don't think they're using iframe. I think that's one of the attractions. I didn't delve into it that deep, but I think the actual data is more native. So I also think you probably get some SEO benefits.
I wonder how hard that is to do. You got to have the addresses. You want addresses on your website.
Yeah, I haven't delved into it, but I looked at their technical team and the backers they've got, and like I say, they've got considerable VC backing. They're not short of resources would be an understatement, Bill.
Hey, just a thought as we go into this. This is just sort of a side note. On a page, let's say you had a farm in a neighborhood, and you've got a house here, and then on your blog you say to see more, click this little blog. See more on your blog. What if you listed every address in that neighborhood on a separate line underneath that? Would you get SEO?
Well,
neighborhood addresses.
It's a difficult one because it just really depends on.
Would it be long tail?
Yeah, and
if they put in the exact number and address, it might come up, right?
Yeah. It's funny enough, you bringing that up. So I've gone through your things, but to end this, I would like to talk about a specific website, and that's by a broker, Ken Delon. Now, am I pronouncing that correctly? Delon?
Dellon?
Eon. Delleon.
Dellon. You said Dellon, yeah.
Ken Delon of Delon Realty. They're based in some of the most expensive areas of San Francisco, and Ken was voted the top real estate realtor in the USA last year. Does he have a brokerage, independent, or I'm looking at his site? He's an independent broker.
So he's a broker team of himself, basically. I love that concept.
He's got a sizable team now. his background, he was a lawyer. He came from Stanford, I think. He got his degree, and he's built up a powerhouse.
I like this page. Hey Ken, I like what you have here. I like to see it.
Really why I'm bringing this up is that the website, technically, I'm not going to go in what it's built in, but I would like to go, because I think any reasonable agent or broker could learn from this website.
Can we do a tech show? So you got to tell us what it's built in. I'm looking it up right now.
It's not built. The only thing I would have against it is that it's not built in WordPress. It's built in Drupal.
Drupal. I was going to say Drupal. A lot of people like Drupal. Drupal's not fast.
This site costs a lot of money because there's some custom coding features that have been inbuilt into it. But what I like about it is if you go to the top navigation, he's got neighborhoods. And basically, these are all the neighborhoods in the San Francisco and Bay Area.
Yep.
And if you go to one of the drop down,
nice.
He's got a video. And
I'm trying to get Karen to do that. We did one this week. It's exactly trying to do this
about each area.
Yep. This one didn't have. The one I caught didn't. Los Altos Hills did not have a video, but I can see they have videos in some of them.
And you could do, this video's been
nice.
done, and it's got him doing the presentation, and it's extreme. But the average house that they sell is around 1.5 million, Bill.
I've designed homes for that neighborhood, those areas.
Right. But
$1 million years ago.
Basically, the thing I would like to point out, he's got a video of the area that tells you about the area, about the schools in the area, and then he has text underneath it, which Google can read. The video's totally engaging.
He's using Vimeo. I would tell him to use Google. Or
the reason why they're using Vimeo is the actual video quality is better with Vimeo.
But I still would use YouTube for the SEO ability.
He probably might be, actually.
He probably could be there too.
But he is. On the sidebar, he's got other communities that are linked to this area, and then he's on the side. He's got the other areas in drop-down menus in the sidebar. So every area they cover, he does this kind of global walkthrough that gives you information about the area. I think this is something anybody that spent a bit of money with WordPress could do.
Karen's doing that right now. We did Mayberry. I've been out working with her Mayberry. Now we don't have this level of professional video editing and systems.
And if you look at the top navigation for buyers, the drop down, he's got static home buying, step-by-step buying guide, article resources. He's got some nice global materials that people will find useful, and also got good SEO. And then he's got his normal property section under properties. He's got his, and then funny enough, you find it one of his first top navigation is why you should be using his brokerage, and he's got his testimonials. And he's got the DeLon difference.
I'm dying. This is so good. How did you meet this guy? His stuff is so good.
Well, this site costs an enormous amount of money. But what I'm trying to point out, Bill, is that you should look at this and take the top navigation and take some clues if you're an agent that's really serious or a broker. And you could do something similar, couldn't you, Bill?
Yep. I used to do stuff like this when we had a little 8-person agency, more like a team. I'm looking at his YouTube stuff. It's good. Man, he spent a lot of time on production, making these clips.
Yeah, but he's also a backer. He's one of the financial backers in Real Scout.
Wow. He's good. He's good. That's how you make money.
I think he put over $1 million into Real Scout. So he is a top performer. I think this particular brokerage did over $500 million or something in gross sells and whatever, a considerable amount of money.
It's a small brokerage. It's a team brokerage basically around him.
Yeah, he is the driver. One thing they're also doing, Bill, that might be interesting, is they're doing the deal on Platinum service. And what the Platinum, you find out under sellers and properties. The DeLorean Platinum is for houses over $5 million, Bill. And what they do is basically you go to them and they do everything. They get the house prepared. They will redecorate it. They will spend between $20,000 to $30,000 to get the property prepared, and they will just take everything over, and they do everything in their DeLorean Platinum service for these top clients that got houses over the 5 million mark, Bill.
Yep. Nice. Very good. Well, anyway, that's very good. I love to see sites like that. Well done. And that's why they're so good. That's the team. That's my whole niche that I'm trying to develop over the years. And this guy's done it. Good
but I
him.
think the key thing is, they do a write-up of the different regions and have the regions in your side navigation. And if you can do a reasonable video. It doesn't have to be as professional as what they have done. But you can do a quick talk about the schools, the area. People will engage with that, and you will get good SEO from that.
Let me finish up with one little fun stuff about technology and what a real estate agent can do and what they should buy. We just bought a new iPhone for Karen, and we really should have bought it. She didn't want to do it, but we should have bought. We have the iPhone 6S. You really should buy the 6S Plus. That's the bigger one. If you're an agent to produce. Or you're the assistant. The assistant, maybe the agent has the normal phone, but the assistant, and I believe everyone should have an assistant creating, should have the other phone, maybe driving the car, because it's got a little eye in there. It stabilizes the picture and it moves.
Oh, right.
Makes a better picture. The Plus actually has more mechanics in it to make a better picture. Oh. And another thing, too, is to buy a little Rode lavalier mic, put it on the agent, have them drive around the community, have the assistant over in the seat, have a clean windshield, take pictures, have the agent talk about it. And you can edit it and you work it through. And that's what my company is starting to do. We're starting to work hard at using ScreenFlow to create tutorials, training, and neighborhoods. But he's done an amazing job. This is very expensive, the work he's done. Well, you don't have to do this great job.
All the video. In his department, he has a full-time graphic designer. Yep. He has a web professional.
That's like
he has a SEO web professional on staff. And he has a professional videographer that does all the videos for them. Bill,
unless you're in Reno, that's what it takes.
Well, he's in one of the most expensive.
Jonathan didn't laugh at that.
Yeah,
unless you're in Reno.
Yeah, but no. I think you can take the principles of what they're doing, and in WordPress, you could do something very similar. Which wouldn't cost you, you've got somebody to do it for you. It's going to cost a reasonable amount of money, but it doesn't have to be utilizing WordPress. He spent, he spent a decent amount on a logo. You probably spent a lot of money on that logo, but you could get a reasonable. And
that's not a hard logo to create. You're right, though.
It probably cost him about $5,000 to $10,000, Bill.
Maybe it depends if he's got a graphic designer or something. That's not hard. Good one, though.
But it's a good one. These little touches, no, you don't have to go berserk now, but spending just a little bit of money on that little, getting a graphic designer just to do the logo and do it professionally.
Yeah. I like it. Every agent should have their own little logo, too, I believe.
It does pay dividends. Your eye goes straight to it, doesn't it?
That's good.
But he's dealing with the top echelon. But he's dealing with a very similar crowd than what Chase deals with.
We have ConradTeam.com. My wife, I'm an assistant for Karen. We could make a little Conrad Team logo and stick it on there.
Yeah.
And explain that. I got to get her going that direction.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, Jonathan, that's a great idea. We've got so much work to do this week. It's been a long week. It's Thursday, the 15th of October. And
it's been a great show, and thanks, Bill. I think
we have 3 shows today, yeah.
And I think we've covered a lot of useful stuff in this show, folks.
And we love Blab. Blab.im. Now we got to figure out how to use Blab for real estate, for real estate agents.
Yeah, yeah.
So let's do a pitch. My pitch is, if you want to learn to blog as a real estate agent, contact me. I'll help you set up your blog page with Genesis Dynamic and a little bit of hosting. We can probably do that in one day and do it under a couple $100. Get you all set up with hosting. And you can watch us, and you'll get really good by adding stuff to it. Jonathan, you've got some really good SaaS, software as a service, a little feed in there to both your Facebook sites as well as your Twitter sites, and give some information, plus the email and some.
Sorry, can I say
let me mention last thing. I was doing some research, and our good old friend who was on the show from Super Agent Live, Toby Delgado, he's got a new product now. He offers 100 pre-written emails that you can just drop in.
Yeah. Good luck.
Send an email out. I mentioned it.
What our system is about, Bill, is we provide the email, 10 well-written, engaging emails per month, and they're there to keep you in front of your natural referral network. And we're probably going to be showing some of the testimonials in those emails to try and get people to give additional referrals and testimonials. And then we have the social media, and the whole point of the social media side is that it's totally up to the agent, but our content is around housing. I would use it for your normal personal option page and for your business page. Yeah. It just to increase the volume that goes out, so you're in front of your client.
At least once a day, right? Once a day, have a post in those two areas. And then, of course, you've got the reputation management, which I think is going to be a home run.
Which basically encourages people to leave referrals. But we're going to add something else, Bill. We're going to add a website.
And there's more. There's
more. We're going to, for all website. Our medium and higher, we're going to provide what I call a digital business card. Right. Basically, that's going to be based on WordPress, but it's going to be a small responsive website where your testimonials, your clientele can leave their great testimonials about you. And also it will be get you better SEO locally, and it also have a system where people can leave reviews and testimonials. And we will combine that with our other system that will encourage people to leave testimonials on Zillow. So I think we're going to provide a really great value.
Right. No, I agree. And you can find me at KarenConrad.com. I'm going to put a little BC on the right side, so you can just snap that and it'll take you over to Podcaster's Home. Now, Podcaster's Home doesn't sound like a whole lot, does it?
I'm not saying anything.
For real estate, Podcaster's Home, that's my other business, really tech. And the other thing I want to close with too, Jonathan, tell us how we can get a hold of you. WP Tonic?
Well, Melwright.
So WP Tonic, you can go look at the tech side too.
Yeah, I missed the WordPress, don't I? But basically,
we have a tech show.
Go to Melwright or email me at jonathan@mel-wright.com, and I will personally reply to any inquiries you got.
And from our real estate friends out there, we had 11 pop in, and most of them popped out right away. A little different. We just did 2 tech shows, and those tech folks stuck with us, didn't they?
Well, if we do it at the same time every week, it will build up when it builds.
Yeah, we'll start putting this out on Thursdays in the evening, and we'll work on the scheduling. Sounds good, Jonathan.
Yeah, thanks, Bill.
All right, aloha.